Do you have questions on how to properly care for your pet? When is the right time to get your pet spayed or neutered? Or maybe you're looking for a place for your pet to stay while you go on vacation. Mapleview Animal Hospital. Dr. Bader from Mapleview Animal Hospital gives you great advice for your pets. Mapleview Animal Hospital on Panther Drive at the corner of Riley and 136th on Holland's North Side. And on the web at mapleviewanimalhospital.net. Mapleview Animal Hospital. They love your pet like you do.
I'm John Schultz. I'm the Parks Director for the county. You know, in the many years that I've been working with the county, we've never done a groundbreaking ceremony before. So, you know, you might say, why today? And it might be partly because this is the biggest project that we've ever undertaken, dollar-wise, just by a little bit. So that's one good reason. But I think the better reason is that this is a project that we've been anticipating for so long. So many people have worked so hard towards seeing some actual significant amount of trail put on the ground. So it's a pretty big deal. I mean, we've spent a lot of time in meetings talking about trails. We haven't been able to get out and actually witness a lot being put in place. So for those reasons, we wanted to commemorate this moment today and kind of celebrate this progress that we're about to make with the trail. Before I introduce the speakers, I want to just acknowledge a few people that are here today. Jim Holtrip is the chairman of our Board of County Commissioners, so thanks for coming out, Jim. We've also got Don Disselcone. Could you just raise your hand, Don? Al Dannenberg, Dennis Van Dam. Thank you guys for coming out. We also have from the County Parks Commission, Bobby's going to speak here in a minute, Bobby Sabine, but we've got Ray Stottema. Ray's over here, and Roger Jonas. Did I miss any other county or any parks commissioners? Okay, well, thank you guys for coming out. We also have, I think, Rick Stout, our project engineer from Fleeceland Vandenbrink. He's been wandering around here trying to get some work done. So, did he just go to get work done? Well, anyways, thank you all for coming out. Our first speaker is Bobby Sabine. Bobby is president of the Parks and Recreation Commission. She's been a parks commissioner for over 10 years. She's been the president since 2012, and in her work life, Bobby's an environmental consultant, and so she's in a great position to really appreciate what's been accomplished at this 612-acre site where we've restored hundreds of acres of wetland, actually re-meandered some of the river out there. So she, in particular, can appreciate what's going on here. And Bobby, why don't you come up and say a few words?
Thanks, John. Well, on behalf of the Ottawa County Parks Commission, I would like to welcome you all to the Upper Macatawa County Natural Area. And John was right, this is a really special place. I'm going to be brief, so I'm just going to give you the top 3 reasons why I think it's a special place. Number 1, there are ecological benefits here. The waterways and the floodplain area were all redesigned and reconstructed to help with flood control and natural filtering of the water. And this has made a huge difference in the water quality downstream. We have neighbors that now that are telling us the water is clearer and cleaner than they've ever seen it. Number 2, wildlife benefits. We designed this area on purpose and manage it to provide a large habitat area for many types of wildlife, especially waterfowl and migratory birds. And last but not least, number 3, it benefits us, me, you, your families, your grandchildren. This provides space for people to recreate. And in this park we have walkers and runners and rollerbladers, hikers and bikers, bird watchers, kayakers, photographers, mountain bikers, all kinds of people using outdoor space for good healthy activities. And they're all really enthusiastic about having a natural area that's this big, close to an urban area, so they have easy access to it. Places like this make people want to live and work in Ottawa County. And I think that the ones of us that live here, we're very lucky that we already live here. Agree? Good. So the recreation benefit here is just about to increase dramatically with this trail. The Parks Commission, we're proud to have been the lead agency in kind of coordinating and developing the park and this project. But we want to recognize that a project of this magnitude would not have been possible without a lot of really great partners. And you're going to hear from a couple of them in just a minute. But I want to particularly thank our newest and biggest partner, the Michigan Department of Transportation, because this project truly would not have been possible without their very generous grant support. And neither would, the grant support came through the Federal Transportation Alternatives Program. And also neither would the Fred Meyer Kennewa Trail, which is to the north, or the pedestrian bridge over I-196 to the west. And with that, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and glad that you're here to celebrate with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Bobby. Our next speaker is Glenn Nykamp. Glenn is, of course, the supervisor of Zeeland Township. Glenn, along with his counterparts in Jamestown, were instrumental in getting the Fred Meyer Kennewa Trail put in place. And putting that trail in place literally paved the way for this project being able to happen, because without that, we might not have been so successful in getting a grant. So Glenn, come on up here. Appreciate your help.
Thanks, John. John said we started a cooperative effort back in, I think it was 2010 when we were planning the Fred Meyer Trail. Actually, that started in 2006, but when we got real serious about it, thanks to, again, Mike Smith from MDOT for grant processes through there, we actually held the groundbreaking for our Fred Meyer Trail in, I think it was June of 2011. So here we are 3 years later, and we're finally getting groundbreaking here. It's been a privilege to work with the Ottawa County Parks. Like I said, we worked with them back at that point, knowing that without each other, this would never happen. And again, we've got some board members here, Ed Zelstra, Tim Barkle, Al Meyer. We've all been very 100% supportive of what's happening here. We look forward to what's going to happen in the future. This takes care of the second to the last link, being able to get all the way from Grand Haven through Ottawa County. Of course, this will make us go all the way through Ottawa County. There's just a little piece left in Kent County that we've got to push Byron Township to do a little section there, and then we can get all the way to Cadillac. But we do appreciate this. The people of the township do, and the whole area. And again, a special thanks to John and to Kurt working with us. But I think, again, the special thanks goes to MDOT and Mike. And with that, I'm just going to say, Mike is going to speak to you next week and tell you a whole lot more about the process than what I can. So, again, thanks to everybody, and we appreciate it, and we're excited to have it done.
Actually, our next speaker is going to be Travis Williams. Travis really, I think everybody probably knows Travis. He's the director of the Outdoor Discovery Center, Macatawa Greenway, involved in many initiatives through that. You don't see his name with Project Clarity or running the Outdoor Discovery Center. It might be because he's also spearheading the Macatawa Greenway efforts and working with all the volunteers and individuals that are pushing that agenda forward. That's a process that's been going on for over 15 years, so it's a pretty big deal. Thanks, Travis.
Again, I would like to extend my appreciation to all of you for being here today. As John said, the Macatawa Greenway Partnership was actually started 20 years ago. And that project was developed in a way that it brought in a lot of collaborative partners. And I think that's the real big story that this represents here, as well as the collaboration that goes on in order to improve a community, to make it better, healthier place to work and play and live. And when we look at the Macatawa Greenway Partnership work that we've been involved with, we would not be where we are today, owning, literally a couple thousand acres amongst our partnership, our collaborative group of Ottawa County Parks and Holland Township, the City of Holland, Zeeland Township, Park Township. All these Greenway partners that are involved in this project, the City of Zeeland as well, that are working towards creating this trail opportunity. And it all starts with securing land, and that work started many years ago. And sometimes when we sit in our positions that John sits in and I sit in, and we work hard and we may spend 5 years just trying to acquire a piece of land, and then it takes 5 or 10 more years to get to the point where we are at today. And so to stand here, to see you folks here, to see this trail becoming a reality that now will connect in and let people travel through the entire Greenway corridor. And in the last few years, we've added several hundred additional acres, and we look forward to the options of expanding this trail to run along the river all the way to Lake Macatawa in Holland. And so absolutely outstanding day for this project, for our organization, for the county park system, and all of our other collaborative partners out there. We appreciate the support, both financial and just you know, spiritually, and as friends of the outdoor movement. When we see a community that embraces this kind of thing, it's pretty special because it doesn't happen everywhere else. And we live in a world today where we watch numbers and we do a lot of programming stuff. The average child in America is spending between 8 and 11 hours a day in front of a TV, and our counter to that is this. And so that's why we want to see these things happen, get families outside for their health and well-being, and we're very excited to be part of this project, having been partners on it, and look forward to continuing this beyond the 2.5 miles of trail that's going to go in here. So again, thank you everybody. Thanks to all of our partners here. I'm really excited about the next steps that are coming.
Thanks, Travis. And our final speaker today is Mike Smith from the Michigan Department of Transportation. Mike is the grant coordinator for the MDOT's Office of Economic Development. You know, I think of MDOT, I think of a big bureaucracy, but when I think of Mike Smith, I don't think of a government bureaucrat at all. Mike puts a lot of passion into his job, and it's really evident from the good decisions that these guys make with their grant program. So we think this was a good decision funding this, and we appreciate all your support, Mike. Come on up. Cool.
Thank you very much. It's been really nice to you. Thanks. I'm from the MDOT Office of Economic Development, and one of the things I wanted to make sure you guys know about is that the department really does feel seriously that trails are economic development. They're health, like you guys talked about, they are recreation, they're other great things, but at the Department of Transportation, we have to focus on two things, the economics of it and the transportation utility, and this trail has both. And it really will. I know that's going to happen in the future here because we've seen it happen all over the state on other similar projects. So I'm excited to see it happen. And yes, every time I come to one of these, I hear about 10 to 20 years of history. It seems to just always be the way it is. So you put in the time, you put in the effort, you finally get to see this thing happen. That's pretty awesome. Last thing I'll mention, because you guys said that's Federal Transportation Alternatives Funding, and that is the source. It replaced the Transportation Enhancement Program. Enhancement was around for about 20 years. Alternatives is just in its second year now, and it was only a 2-year spending bill, so we're at the end of it. You could feel free to let your elected officials know if you think that it should be continued, but we have purposefully spent the majority of the funds on trails. There's 12 categories, there's lots of things we could do it on, all transportation related, but we purposefully put most of it in these kind of regional trail projects because these have the highest economic benefit return for Michigan. So, I know it sounds like they think I just really like this area. I do, but also the projects are really the right thing to do for Michigan. Thank you very much.
Well, that just leaves us the job of breaking a little ground here. If I could get our speakers back up here, Bobby, I'd like Jim Holtrip to man a shovel, if you would. Glenn's going to turn his shovel over to Brian. Brian has been part of the Greenway group forever, and Brian is a very impatient guy to actually get some trail on the ground. So it's fitting that you would man a shovel. And Mike, yes, please. I don't know how hard it's going to be to actually move some dirt there. That's not my problem.
I have a feeling Brian will make it happen. So.
Big. Try to get a little work done while you're doing it. This is actually where the trail is going to go through. It's going to link up through here and then cross over the Macatawa River with a separate bridge right there, and then angle down to Adams Street. So link up with the trail we have and then over the ravines that way. So. I just wanted to acknowledge a couple of park staff that are here before we wrap up. Kurt Tahar is our park planning coordinator, and Kurt has been kind of managing this project, so we appreciate that. I think Scott Steinbauer is here, who's our park operations manager. Scott, if you're here, get back here. With that, I think we're in pretty good shape. Thank you all so much for coming out. We really appreciate it, helping us commemorate